Yeah, it's a good question. We definitely have been looking more to, to try and create more opportunities off of corner kicks. And yeah, you're right. During that 3-week period, we did spend a lot of time just working on different plays and different looks to get some of our big guys in the box. As you know, we have a pretty big back line and guys that are really good in the air. So the more we can kind of get them up and get them in scoring opportunities off of set pieces, we'd like to try to do that. So in terms of me, a lot of times it's me and Lewis out there, and that's just due to the fact that we like to give different looks to the defense in terms of, we don't want them to know if we're going to play in or if we're going to play short. And we have been working a lot on trying to, work multiple plays, to try and, get the defense to step out so that we can create more kind of 1v1 matchups and have less, numbers of the opposition in the box to try and, make the numbers advantages for us to get goals. So it's something that we actually work on pretty much every single day, is our set pieces and stuff. So and we've been getting better at it from week to week. So definitely. It's definitely something that we're really trying to hone in on, and hopefully we can start getting some goals off of them.
Thank you, Kobe. Next, let's go to Michelle. Michelle, you're off mute.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Michelle.
How are you?
Good.
I wanted to ask about Montreal. You're Canadian. I don't know if you're more familiar with Montreal than other players, but
Yeah.
What do you expect from Montreal, and especially after the game you guys had against them last time? What do you think will be different this time, and what should fans expect to see in this matchup on Saturday that might be different from last time you played them?
Yeah, I definitely have probably more experience against Montreal than most guys on our team, just being from Toronto and the amount of rivalry games that I've played against them and big games that I've been a part of with them. So I definitely know them well, and I know a few guys just from the national team as well that are there, and they have a good team this year. I think they have a little bit more quality than they have had in the years past, and I think they have an identity about them. They're a hard-working team. They're not going to make a ton of mistakes, and they have some quality on the ball. So, I think every time you play them, they're a very prideful group. They have a little bit of that kind of European essence to them, especially like if you know Montreal, they kind of are their own kind of like place in Canada. So they definitely, they're a very prideful team, and they always give 100%. So I think, the last time we played them, we didn't approach it in the right way. And I think after this Orlando game, we kind of saw, especially in the first half, saw kind of this new desire within the team. And, we saw that we can kind of go into games against some of the better teams in the league and really dictate, and so I think guys are excited about that, and we've been just trying to hone in on the positive things that we did in the Orlando game to try and get a really important result here this weekend. So it's going to be a good game just like it was last time, but I think we're going to come in and try to be the aggressor, and not just kind of let Montreal dictate the game from the off. So
thank you, Michelle. Next, let's go to Franco. Franco, you're off mute.
Thank you, Jackie. Hey, Jay.
Hey, Franco. Good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Do you call them Montreal Impact still, or have you adjusted and said CF Montreal? Because I'm still trying to.
To me, honestly, yeah, they're still the Impact to me. I've grew up just knowing them like that, so yeah, like I haven't really even considered the whole Montreal thing. They're still the Impact to me, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I was just making sure I wasn't the only one that was having.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I wanted to ask you about what Phil asked from you tactically. Obviously, you started the last two games in the number 10 spot.
Yeah.
You see the formation. That's obviously a spot that's tasked with creating a lot, creating chances.
Yeah.
But the team taking this new be tough to play against attitude and mentality, be tough first, and then build up from what you can from there.
Yeah.
What's Phil asking of you tactically from that 10 spot, and what's that challenge like for you? Obviously, tasked with being a player that's supposed to create, but also has to do a lot of the dirty work, a lot of the nitty-gritty running, being smart tactically, et cetera, et cetera. So that's just a question.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Yeah, for me, Phil isn't asking anything crazy of me. I mean, I think he knows I have the ability to, to make the final pass and to create, but I also pride myself on having an engine and being able to work. And I think the way that we want to play is, we want to be a tough team to kind of break down, and eventually we want to be a team that's good at pressing. And I think if you can get kind of two guys, and I feel like me and Hooli have found a really good connection, and just if you can defend really well from the front, then it's a lot easier for the guys behind us to be able to step out and us to win balls in good areas, which I think that we did in the first half of Orlando as well. We were able to win balls in good spots and then counterattack. So that's just kind of a natural thing that I've always had a pretty good engine, and I like to work hard, and I think I've gotten better at my kind of defensive responsibilities this year as well. But I definitely do know that we are a team that I think we've created chances, but we just need to be a little bit more clinical, and that responsibility falls on me. I had a good chance that the game might have been different if I scored in the first half as well. So that's something that we all know, and it's something that I'm working every day in training just to try and get myself in good areas and just be a little bit more selfish at times. Throughout my career, I've always kind of been the guy that has really liked to pass the ball and facilitate and kind of get the team playing. But I think right now, especially just with the personnel that we have as well, there's a bigger responsibility for me to try and add on the goal scoring side of things. So that's definitely something I'm gonna try and do. But I think in that 10 spot, it's a good spot for me just to be able to kind of get myself in good positions to kind of make that final pass and bring other guys into the game. I think a little bit throughout the beginning of the year, we've kind of had trouble kind of getting the ball from the middle of the field all the way up and just kind of controlling the ball in their kind of half the field instead of playing in our half the field. Which obviously, if you can, you want to maintain possession in the opposition half. So I think tactically we've been working on some different looks, and I think that we have a lot more clarity on how to do that, and I think you saw that in the first half of Orlando as well. That we've been putting more emphasis on trying to make other teams feel our pressure and really adjust to how we're going to do things. So and I think we're on a better path to doing that. So
if I could just quickly follow up on something you just touched on, you actually kind of beat me to my second follow-up question. With the attack, and I don't want to just make it. I don't want you to think I'm talking about you here, but with the attack in general, you guys have created, in the last 4 games, you've had 1 goal. It was a great goal from Gonzalo Higuain, but well from out. It wasn't something that came from the run of play. And you guys have created very few clear-cut scoring opportunities by and large. What needs to be better for this team? Because I agree with you that even in this game against Orlando City, where you guys improved from the run of play, there's still not that much profundity in the attack, not much depth in terms of getting into the final third and really penetrating and creating chances. So what needs to be better, and what are you guys working on in training to try to help you guys create more and obviously be efficient and try to put those away? Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I know, it's a good question. I think to be able to create really consistent chances and a lot of chances, you have to find a way that works that's going to get guys in those positions. And I think it's good. It's also, once you get guys in those positions, it's being very direct and having the confidence to take your chances. And I think so at the beginning of the year, that was a little bit of something that we have guys that have a lot of quality on the ball, but we weren't exactly sure on how we were going to get our chances consistently. And I think now we've been working tactically on getting guys in the right positions and knowing where other guys are going to be. So our attacks are going to be a lot more fluid. It's not going to just rely on individual brilliance, to get a shot away. It's going to be, if I get the ball here, I know he's going to be there, and then there's going to be a cross coming in. So it's to be able to create consistent goal scoring chances. It's about actually knowing where your teammates are and just having that idea of, if I'm here, I know where this ball needs to go, and then things are just going to kind of flow. So and I think, especially these past 2 weeks, we've just learned a lot about ourselves and a lot about what we need to do tactically to create more goal scoring chances. So that's what we've been working a lot
a lot at in training, and I think you'll see in this Montreal game that you know, if we do it well, which I really hope we do, if we do it well, you'll see a lot more chances, and you know, we're going to start playing a lot, you know, better football and keeping the ball more. You know, it's a lot of times we've been a transition team, and especially in the heat, it's tough to kind of get a lot of chances when you win the ball, you're putting everything to go forward, and then, you know, if we lose it, then we're going back, and it's constant transition. So it's tough to build consistent chances when you're not always in their half. So and now we're focusing on keeping the ball and moving in their half. So that's going to be advantageous to us, just in terms of being in better spots to create, as opposed to, you know, constantly transitioning. So.
Thank you, Franco. Yep. We'll take one more for Michelle. Jay. Michelle, you're off mute.
All right. Thanks, Jay, for your time.
Yep.
We really do appreciate it.
Yep.
As far as Gonzalo, I wanted to ask you, you know, what you've seen from him the last few weeks. I mean, I think, you know, everyone was kind of surprised when he stayed back that one game, and he's working on his fitness, and, you know, came in, like you said just before, about, you know, waiting for the moment of brilliance. You know, he came in off the bench and did have that goal, but what is his role right now? How do you see him? Phil Neville was saying that he's showed a lot more leadership in the last week, just leadership skills. What do you see from Gonzalo in the last few weeks, and how much do you need him? What do you see his role as going forward in the next few weeks? Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. No, I mean, Gonzalo's been brilliant, especially the past 2 weeks. I mean, everyone saw his quality, you know, when he came on, and that's the kind of thing that we need from him. You know, he's Gonzalo Higuain. He has the ability to start games, but I think it shows his character, you know, to be able to come on and get us a goal when we need it. And he's that type of player that, you know, he's played at the highest level. And I know he has these expectations himself. You know, we need him to be a guy to score a goal like that. It was great that he was able to come on, and if you know Gonzalo, you know he's the happiest when he's scoring. You know, there's a different aura about him when he's scoring. So I think that goal it's definitely helped him this week in training. You know, he's been lively, he's been very active. You know, within the group, he's been positive. You know, and he's starting to look fitter as well too. You know, he's running more in training, and he looks sharp. So. If we can just keep him on that path, you know, because we're definitely going to need him. He's a very important part of this team, not just when he's playing, but in the locker room and he, you know, even around the community. So yeah, he's definitely taken a step up just in terms of how he's applying himself this week. Yeah, we're looking forward to him keeping doing that, and hopefully he can you know, add a spark or you know, get a few goals this weekend. So.
Jay, thank you so much for your time.
Yep. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.